Hi everyone, it's Miss Brenner. I'm here with your week 15 agenda. I hope you're all doing well and staying happy and healthy. So we are continuing on with our dystopian unit. We are still focusing on that students will be able to identify different characters. They will be able to identify the different elements of plot within the story of Brave New World. Students will be able to identify different dystopian controls within different dystopian societies, and that students will be looking at questions as far as how do the dystopian universes mirror our actual society in a more narrowed version in order to demonstrate what could be and therefore hopefully encourage people to make changes. So, Activity 1, we are looking at consumerism. So last week you read Fade to White, and that has some tendencies to focus on consumerism along with Brave New World. So we are going to be looking at two different articles. One is Vote with Your Dollar, and the other one is a specific one about consumerism. And this worksheet looks like this. Part 1 is the Chapter 7 Consumerism, and it's broken into sections. And then Part 2 is Vote with Your Dollar, and it is also broken into sections. Activity 2 is America's dopamine-fueled shopping addiction. So we are still looking at consumerism. These are two different ed puzzles that focuses on consumerism specifically in America, and then consumerism as far as history. There is then a consumerism discussion, which looks like this. How and why do the societies of the novel Brave New World and Fade to White market their dystopian beliefs in a way that encourages members of the society to buy into a false reality and to continue to consume mass quantities of goods and services? Hint, think about the methods used in the novel Brave New World, such as sleep teaching slogans that are applied to all members to encourage mass consumer demand. There are many other examples, which is what I'm looking for in this discussion post. A minimum of 200 words. Alright, Activity 3 is creative writing for week 15. Our creative writing prompts for week 15 are: start your story with two characters deciding to spend the night in a graveyard. Prompt 2 is to write a story from the perspective of a bird migrating for the winter. 3 is set your story in a coffee shop that's just introduced a new line of autumn drinks. Really, you could do any season that you enjoy. And then start your story with the line, by the time I stepped outside, the leaves were on fire. Whether this is literal fire is up to you. And also, if you are looking for another alternative, there is always the weekly writing competition at this website in the Google Doc, and you are welcome to copy and paste your competition entry into the Google Doc. Activity 3 is Chapter 12 of Brave New World through Edpuzzle, and then the discussion. The discussion for Chapter 12, how does Chapter 12 of the novel Brave New World begin to bring to light the problems afflicting each individual character that we have spent the last 11 chapters getting to know? Once again, John is a more recent character, and so is Linda. But for the most part, we have gotten to know several different characters, particularly Bernard and Lenina. How does Bernard's rise in popularity come to be, and how does it decline/end? How does John's vision of the new world become tainted once he has seen more of the society than he can stand, and why is it that he cannot accept this version of human society? How does Lenina change as a member of the society, and how does her newly kindled affection for John create issues for her both mentally and emotionally? I would like you to use evidence from the novel to support your explanation. This is a minimum of 300 words. And then Activity 4 is Brave New World, Chapter 13. We have reading questions for Chapters 11, 12, and 13 in Activity 4. They look like this. So very similar format to the other chapter reading questions. And then lastly, we have our silent reading reflection. Our silent reading reflection for this week is: what is the author's tone within your silent reading? This means, what is the author's viewpoint or opinion related to the central topic of your story? So, for example, in the story Fade to White, the author clearly expresses concern and distrust in a society plagued with racial and classist inequality related to the ever-present practice of eugenics. So eugenics is the concept of creating an ideal population by supporting the reproduction of some members of society while discouraging others, and considers what the world may one day look like if we were faced with repopulating the society. So that would be the tone of the author of Fade to White. I would like you to then comment on one other student's post in a netiquette appropriate manner. Those are all of the assignments for week 15. If you have any questions about the assignments or about your grades, please feel free to send me an email. I'd be happy to talk about it. If you need more support, please contact me. I would be happy to help you in any way that I can. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.